Welcome to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Key. If you're looking to manifest a life you don't need a vacation from, then you came to the right place. I quit my 9-to-5 job to stay home with my kids while building a thriving business. Now, as a best-selling author, app creator, and 3-times podcaster, I am here to teach you how to do the same. If you want to join my inner tribe, head over to the Manifest It Now app. And now let's dive in to the podcast where I'm going to give you my best manifestation hacks and tips so that you can manifest a life full of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment. Welcome back to the show. Do yourself a favor and head to the link in the show notes to grab my free passive income masterclass. And you're also going to get my journal on finding your purpose. So this is going to include everything that I asked myself to figure out what I wanted to do when I knew that I no longer wanted to stay in my corporate job. So I've combined all of that into a free journal and a masterclass, and you can grab that by going to the link in the show notes. All right, so today I want to talk about my favorite stream of passive income that I think everyone should do, or at least try, because this has literally changed my life. So today I want to give you 5 reasons why I think now is the time that you should create your own app. And you might be thinking, I have no interest in that. I'm not tech savvy. I wouldn't even know where to begin or what to create an app about. But hear me out, okay? So number 1, app downloads are exponentially growing. Like through the roof, there is massive, massive growth in this market. So there were 87 billion app downloads in 2022, and that number is expected to reach 200 billion by 2025. I mean, just think about how many apps you use every single day and how many you have downloaded in the past month or year. So it's definitely a preferred way to get content rather than going on the internet or having to log into a membership site and things like that. So it's just a great market to get into. So if you're kind of thinking the coaching market is saturated, courses are saturated, get an app. There are not that many people right now that are utilizing this platform because of all the misconceptions. You have to be super tech savvy to do so. So now is the perfect time to get into it. Think about when podcasts really started growing. The people that got into it at that time have done so well in their businesses. And there were a lot of people that thought, oh, I don't know, I'm not that tech savvy, I can't do a podcast, that are wishing they would have just gotten started and figured it out. I feel like that is what's happening right now with apps. So the second reason is it is my favorite stream of passive income because it gives me freedom. So when I left my 9-to-5 job, the whole idea of leaving was so that I could be home with my kids. I wanted to spend more time with my family, more time with my kids, because I know that you never get that time back. Kids grow so fast, and I didn't want to wait until retirement to start enjoying my life. I didn't want to miss all of those special moments. And I felt like the weekends were spent pretty much catching up on errands, on laundry, on things around the house that I couldn't even really enjoy them. Or I would spend the weekend just getting over the stress of the week. And then Sunday, I would just be anxious all day thinking about going back to work on Monday. And then with vacations, it's I had to use so many vacation days just to go to the doctor or to go to my kids' school functions, things like that. And then coming back from vacation and again, dealing with that dread of going back to work was awful. And I knew I wanted to create a life of freedom. And so I had to get comfortable with the idea of passive income. And passive income is where you put in the work up front, but then it pretty much runs on autopilot. And that is exactly what having an app does. You do put in quite a bit of work up front, but once you have that baby up and running, you have complete freedom. I mean, yeah, there's like a little bit of maintenance, but I would say out of everything in my business, it runs the easiest, the smoothest, and it's not really a hassle at all. And it gives me consistent income every single month. And like, I'm talking like stable income. I'm not talking about a few $100s here or there. Like, this is thousands and thousands of dollars. And for me, like trying multiple, I'm talking 10 to 15 different streams of passive income, having an app is the best. It's the most lucrative, it's the easiest, and it's also probably the most unique in the sense that like it has helped me stand out in my business. It has helped me stand out in a saturated market and do something that not a lot of other people are doing at this point. So by far, hands down, it is my favorite stream. Number 3, there are so many easy and affordable platforms that literally anyone can do it. And you do not need to be tech savvy. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to have $50,000. That was the case just a few years ago. That was the case. Not that long ago. You had to know how to code. You had to be like a computer geek and you had to have a lot of money. But now, just like with every other aspect of business, it has become so easy where it's literally plug and play and anyone can do it, whether you have technical skills or not. It is so easy. There are entire platforms designed to make it like so simple where you just plug it in and like they take care of the back end. And it's affordable too. Like it literally cost me under $1,000 to create my app. And that is something that is like, I never thought would happen, but has happened. And it's probably going to get cheaper and cheaper because more and more platforms are becoming available. So like I said, it reminds me of podcasting. When podcasting started, and in the beginning, it seemed like hard and impossible, but now like everyone has a podcast and I kicked myself for not starting my podcast sooner. That is where we are with apps. It is a growing market and now is the time to get in. Number 4, you become so much more searchable because now with an app, you have the search power of Apple and Google. So here's the thing, like I know everyone always focuses on social media with their business and they think they have to have a ton of followers on social media in order to have a high income, easygoing business. For me, social media is the last thing I worry about. And like with my app, I get almost all of my traffic from 3 places, from the podcast, from Pinterest, and from the Apple and Google app stores. People finding me organically that are searching manifestation. So you become searchable. People find you in places that they never would have otherwise found you if you didn't have an app. And in my opinion, social media is becoming sort of like a thing of the past in terms of like growing your business. I don't think it's needed. Yes, I'm on there and yes, I encourage it. And yes, we do go over it in my digital CEO course, but there are more important things we go over like Apple and Google and Pinterest. Pinterest is like my secret key that will get you way more traffic than social media ever will. And so if you're thinking like, okay, well, that would be cool to have an app, but I don't have any followers. No one knows who I am. I don't even have a business yet. That's why this is perfect because people can find you because of your app and you can grow a business really quickly because of your app. So like it is such a great strategy to have, whether you don't even have a business or a business idea yet, or whether you have a business and you want to scale it. Having an app is going to be that next thing that takes you to the next level. And then number 5, it's the best way to grow your audience. So I kind of jumped ahead. This kind of goes with number 4. But what it does is it brings in consistent traffic. Okay, so again, this is cold traffic. These are people who don't know who you are. people that didn't listen to me on the podcast, don't even know I have a podcast, people who have no idea that I even exist on social media, that found me through the App Store, that found me through Pinterest. And now that they've downloaded my app, I can warm them. They can become warm leads. They get to know who I am. They get to know my style, my teaching style, what I'm all about, so that those people then become the people that sign up for my masterminds and my courses and my coaching packages. So it's like, again, it's the number one way that I've grown my audience in that regard. The number one way I've grown my email list, the number one way I get cold traffic, the number one way that I warm leads is all through the app. So it has changed every aspect of my business, which in turn has changed every aspect of my life. Because now, for example, I just went to Disney and I was gone, completely checked out for the most part for, 3 to 4 days. And I did not have to worry once about my business because I knew that my app is just consistently bringing in more people. And the people that are already in there are buying my products and buying my courses and things like that. And everything's just running smoothly on autopilot. Like, it's that easy. And that is how it has given me this lifestyle of freedom where I was able to quit my job and be home with my kids, but I didn't have to cut back. I didn't have to give up like going on vacations or drinking Starbucks. I didn't have to live this like frugal lifestyle. And in fact, my lifestyle has expanded in multiple ways because of this, and it's continually growing and scaling. And that's the thing, just like with podcasts, with apps, it is like a continual growth process. And I feel like the more you go, the more exponentially you grow. And so for me, it's like I see so many entrepreneurs or people that want to be entrepreneurs that spend hours and hours and hours and hours on social media every week and just grinding it out and wondering, why am I never growing? Like, this is impossible. I'm never going to be able to quit my day job, or I'm going to have to go back to my day job. When if they had a podcast and they had an app, problem solved. Like, you would have the growth that you need. So that is all of the things that I cover in the Digital CEO course. So yes, it is in 6 weeks. It's taking you from not even knowing what you would create an app on to coming up with the idea, building out an outline, creating content, getting it all set up and ready to go, submitting it to Apple and Google, launching it, marketing it, and scaling it. It goes over all of that. But here's the thing, whether you actually want to create an app or not, like maybe you want to create a course, maybe you want to create a membership, maybe you just want to like start a coaching business. Everything that you learn in here can be applied to anything, any aspect. And yes, like the technical stuff of an app are going to be included, but you're also going to understand like my Pinterest ad strategy and marketing strategy and launch strategy and content creation strategy, and all of the things that have made my business successful are all in here. And the thing is, once you're in, you have lifetime access. So if I add bonuses, if I add modules a year from now, 2 years from now, you get access to those. Maybe you don't want to start an app right now, but maybe a year down the road, you're going to want to. Well, you're still going to have access to everything. So I highly recommend, like, if this is something that is lighting you up, if you're wondering, what is that thing that's going to allow me to quit my day job? Or what is that thing that's going to take my business to the next level? What is that thing that is going to finally help me build an audience and make some sales? In my opinion, it's an app. Like, this is the best time to create one. It's affordable, it's easy, and pretty soon people are going to catch on to that, just like they did with podcasting, just like they did with social media. So you can be like one of the early starters with this and see that exponential growth and be someone who really stands out in a saturated market. So if that is like your thing and you're lit up, you definitely want to do it. Go to thelawofattractiontribe.com/digital CEO. Again, it's thelawofattractiontribe.com/digital CEO, and you can get my pre-sale pricing. So the course, the first module is actually going to drop July 1st. So you don't get access to the course until July 1st. However, if you sign up between now and July 1st, you're going to get 50% off. So it's pre-sale pricing. Yeah, you got to wait a couple of weeks, but you get 50% off. And like I said, you can sign up now to get the discount and then go back and watch this course a year from now if you want. So now is definitely like the best time to get in. And if you still aren't really sure, go to the link in the show notes, watch that free masterclass that I have. And like I said, you get this whole packet of journal prompts that will help you. By the time you're done with that packet, you're going to know what you want to create an app on. You're going to know what your purpose is. You're going to know the thing that lights you up that you could talk about forever and never get tired of. So regardless of whether or not you want to do this course, take advantage of that packet, because I guarantee you're going to get so much valuable insight out of that, and it's going to lead you in a good direction. So again, that's linked in the show notes. And if you want the 50% off of the Digital CEO course, where I'm going to take you through the entire process of coming up with an app idea, putting it together, creating the app in just 6 weeks, then go to thelawofattractiontribe.com/digital CEO. And between now and July 1st, you're going to get 50% off the price. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram at Law of Attraction Tribe, and I'll talk to you soon.